So hopefully everyone can hear us. Welcome to, what do we call it? The plastic clack.
The plastic clack.
Plastic clack.
Plastic clack.
Plastic clack. Plastic clack. That's the one. Oh, there we go. I just dropped everything. You see, I need Ken to do the intro because I can never remember how to present it. It's so much more. It's the only good bit he does is that presenting bit, isn't it? Welcome, one and all. We are waiting for the Lord Almighty King Dwarf to come back, but apparently he's out, I don't know, fixing the world or something, solving the world's internet problems. So he's on his way. Hopefully he'll join us. Andrew, we just reckon because we've had so much internet problems tonight that he's actually destroying it. But
that's it. Yeah.
So as ever, we've got Martin from Seventh Son.
Yeah. Hello.
Evening, Martin. And we got Steve from On Point HQ. Evening, guys.
Evening, all.
Evening.
Now, first of all, can everybody hear us?
Yes, can you?
Can you actually hear us? That's the usual thing.
I
can see in the chat I've got Culloden, I've got Peter, I've got Leslie. Hi, Graham, you're on tonight as well. Who else have we got? Lupus. Hello, mate. How you doing?
I've got Andy Whelan, my friend, and Tom the Wargamer. Hello.
Evening, guys. So, bloody
evening, everybody. I know I'm suffering really badly here. This will be an interesting next couple of hours. See whether I melt.
So, if you slowly sort of lose consciousness and drop off off your chair, do we call somebody or we just leave you for a bit?
No, just show a modicum of concern. I'll be okay with that.
Okay, that'll do. That's good. Apparently, we are coming through loud and clear. God, I can't speak tonight.
Sweet.
Bloody hell. Oh, apparently, I did invite. Oh, Ken's saying, "Can I invite him?" I already have invited you. God damn.
Deary me.
Hang on. Bear with us, people. Sorry. There we go. Let's try that one again. There you go. So, yes, we are waiting for the Lord Almighty Dwarf Lord to come in. But while we're doing that, what have you been up to, guys? Anything exciting this week? Stu, you want to start?
Just painting metal figures.
Isn't that what we do normally?
I'm more of a plastic person. No, it's those Germans been working on.
Yeah.
Hello. Dom's gone.
Oh, Dom's gone and Ken's sort of here.
I'm trying to turn the camera on.
I think we're having some kind of technical errors here.
If you joining kick Dom off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Here he is.
Hey.
Oh, wait, here he is.
Oh my God. 2 seconds. I've got to just start my stream. Sorry. Oh my God.
Oh, there we are.
Did he come? Him joining?
You broke the internet, Ken. Jeez.
Oh, it's typical, isn't it? Sorry, I'm late. Sorry. Duty called.
My God. No, I'm picture. Hang on, where's my picture? There we go.
Oh,
there we go. Oh,
hello.
God, damn, look at that. He broke the internet.
Hey.
Jeez.
It's hot.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Just a tad. Oh.
Oh my Lord! Right, sorry about that, folks. We just lost the interwobble for a while, but we're back. I think. Jesus, I think we're back.
Check. Yeah, I'm here. I'm alive. Oh, right, goddamn work.
Right. Sorry about that, folks. We're back. Right. So wait. So you've been saving the world, have you, Ken?
Oh, God, yeah. 10 past 7, I got called out, and I'm back. Right. Can you guys just talk for me, just quickly?
Yeah.
Someone just say.
Yeah.
No, you're not coming up in my thing. Why are you not
coming? We're not talking. We're not talking anymore. That's it.
Oh, you're talking now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Hey. Right.
Fantastic.
I'm here. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Right, Steve was telling us all about what he's been doing this week before you rudely interrupted and broke the internet.
Oh yeah. I've been painting more of those metal miniatures, and I will admit, it's growing on me.
Oh.
It's been a while since. I mean, the thing is though, my bolt action Australians is a 100% metal army, so I can do it. But it's the cutting up and the chopping and the conversions that I've been concentrating on, and they've come out quite well. I'm really quite happy with them. But yeah, it was just basically last week was just working on those and some pretty out there basing as well. The German sniper team got a bit out of control.
Now, how out of control?
It's what's about. I'm trying to work out how high it is. It's about 3 inches high.
Ow.
Oh my goodness!
I'll never be able to use the game. I really will not be able to use that ever. But it was fun putting it together. But that's all I did last week. The only thing I worked on was a couple of metal miniatures, a couple of metal sniper teams, and a dude with a dog. But that was it. But tonight it's going to be some more bolt action Germans. I know that will shock a few people. Yeah, so that's my plan for tonight.
Done and made.
Oh my goodness me!
So that was
how are you all managing to paint?
Oh, easy. Man up. Come on. Man up, Ken. Jeez.
I hadn't even had a chance. Crazy. Crazy.
Bloody hell. So was that our friend Leslie's fault that you got into the metal stuff? Was that because of his question the other day?
Yes, it was. I'd seen the question, but then it was on the Saturday. I just went digging through bits boxes and I found a crap load of figures that I've got for various sort of crews and blisters that I've never used. And then I set 2 with a craft knife and some green stuff. And yeah, it turns out it's not as terrifying as I initially thought it was going to be. So I think that might be something I'm going to be doing more of in the
yeah, I was going to say that opens up more channels for you, doesn't it, Steve?
Yes.
Kind of open.
I can actually do stuff like metal. I can actually do. There's a guy I follow on Instagram, and he does a lot of posing metal miniatures. So it was kind of inspirational. But I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. A really good way to spend a couple of hours on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's always good to try something different, isn't it? Something you're not happy with. That's good. Yeah. And what about you, Martin? What have you been up to? Apart from climbing down holes in the wrong places.
Yeah, no. I have finished a couple more bases for medievals. Surprise, surprise. I've been working on filming this response to Ken's terrain thing, but it gets too hot in here, and then things were drying quicker than I wanted them to, so I had to start again.
It's no excuse.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was putting the stuff down and I wanted to mould it into a certain way, and then I turned around and it dried, so I had to break it off again and start again.
Oh yeah.
So it's too hot now. It's too hot for terrain. No, that's about it. I've just that's it. The kids have been going to nursery this week, so and my wife's gone back to work for the first week since she was on maternity, so it's been a pretty full-on week. There hasn't been a lot of hobby time, so yeah, unfortunately.
No. Yeah, I was working on doing my response to Ken's challenge of terrain, and I nearly set the house on fire. So that's my thing.
I hope that's in the video.
A really good tip for you guys: if you're going to use real earth and dry it out in the oven, sift it first and get rid of all the wooden bits. Because when you stick it in the oven and there's a bit of wood pulp and stuff in there,
yeah,
kind of goes up a bit after it dries out, and just a safety tip there, just for me. I was the whole house was filled with black smoke. It was It's quite embarrassing, really.
Am I
Luckily, the
still
watch
alright?
was out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still alright to come and see you Friday because I wouldn't be welcome, would I?
If you realise your fault, then there's no chance you'd be allowed in. But no, as it was just me and Imogen here. So she came down in the morning because it was quite early. I started it, and she went, "Has someone had a bonfire in the house?" And I went, yep.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, that was not the best step. So it's sort of sitting there on the side as sort of a
Reminder.
shameful thing, thinking I really must do something with it. But yeah, there we go. So don't do that.
No,
Dear.
that's a
That
good
was
one.
my fun. How about what have you been up to then, Ken? Apart from working, anything?
Mate, in all honesty, no. It's been work for me, being on call. All I managed to do was get on a live stream on Saturday, was it? Just gone for about 40 minutes. That was about my break.
Oh yeah. No, I
Yeah,
flipped onto YouTube and you were there, so I'm gonna have to give you some grief. So
yeah, he did. But no, literally from Friday at 4 o'clock when I was on call, I was out till 1 o'clock in the morning. Came home for sleep for 6.5 hours, and was out till about 2 or whenever it was. Did 40-minute live stream, then went out again till 1 o'clock in the morning. Then went to sleep, and then got up and went out again for 15 hours. Then came home, got some sleep, and now I've been out again. So yeah, I'm waiting for my phone to go. But I did manage. Well, actually, technically, I did spray some minis up, put on the live stream, and built some guys. But that's it. I haven't done any painting. I haven't had time. It's been hectic this week. Absolutely hectic. It's the weather. It's the weather, but it's really annoying actually because I'm really enjoying doing these medievals, and it's and I keep going to the Perry's website and adding metal stuff into the cart, and going, oh yeah, I need Henry V, but no, I'll just wait. It's all right. I'll wait till these are done, otherwise I'll get a load of pile of shame again. But it's like I like looking at metal archers and things like that, and I was like, oh yeah, they would look really good, and I'm like, I hate you, Martin.
What are you playing?
Yeah, and I was like, hey.
Sounds like you got a little, you got a little present, didn't you, in the post?
Yeah, yes, mate, I did actually. Yeah. He's class actually. He's my it's a Ventrinar. I see. Look, I've been listening. He's a Ventrinar.
Oh my god, a little bit of knowledge is a scary thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he's sticking his fingers up at the French because the French suck. So yeah. And if he does well, he'll get promoted to a Central. But now I'm listening to that book you get recommended. I can't stop listening to it.
One?
I've done 5 hours of it. The Agincourt one.
Oh, Bernard Cornwell.
Oh, the Bernard Cornwell one.
Yeah, I'm about 4 hours in, and it's very good. And now I want to do one on whatever Sir John. What's his name? Sir John.
John Mowbray.
No, I'm doing John Mowbray. He's someone else. Oh, I don't know if he's fictional or not, but I don't think he is. It's the company he's in, and it's really annoying me.
It doesn't matter if he's fictional. Just make him anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to make him anyway, but yes, I think that's him. But yeah, now I want to make a character. I want the guy from the book in my army now. I want Nicholas in there. So he's got to get in my army, and so I'm gonna have to buy a whole nother English army box for even more archers. Oh, that book make archers sound so good.
I think it was quite good unless you got captured by the French, and then I think it weren't so good.
Yeah,
they didn't much like them, did they?
No,
they don't like them. But yeah, no, I was listening to one part. It's not a spoiler because this blatantly happened. But they caught them. They were in a church. They pulled them out of the church. Some of the French pulled the English out of the church. They were archers, and they were having a happy day because they first of all cut off their fingers, so they're both fingers.
Yeah.
Then they stripped them naked, laid them on the floor, and then castrated them. And then just left them there to die, which was great. And I was like, yeah, that's a bit graphic. So that book doesn't.
Don't feel a diorama base coming on then.
Yes, there are naked ghouls, aren't they? So So I could do a
Making
bit of
goo
kit
looks all
bashing.
cool.
Yes, I could do a bit of kit bashing. But how I'm gonna get someone crawling down and going to castrate someone, that will be an interesting one, even for you, Steve. So
That sounds like a
Yeah,
challenge.
you know what?
That sounds like a
I've
challenge.
that's never. This may surprise you, but I've never ever considered that.
Do you know what,
Do you know
Steve?
what?
I'm actually quite pleased about that,
Yeah.
to be honest, if I'm honest.
I'm quite pleased that I've never considered that. I'd be asking myself some pretty serious questions if I ever did.
Well, there's also a guy in there I really hate in that book. One of the priests from the first part of the book, and I'm just waiting for him to be killed somehow, and he has to be killed by the main character. And if he doesn't, I'm going to be very disappointed. And yeah, it's making me want to make one of those figures just so I can just kill him every game, just send him out the front to get killed every time, just to annoy it, just thinking. But someone in my chat saying to me, I've been working so much I can afford that 6 mil army now. Yeah, yes, I know. Don't do that to me. I've had so much stuff in my cart this week though.
Yeah. Why don't you just
So
do
much,
the Perry deal where it's like 60 quid or 50 quid for 3 boxes, the command, the cannon, the artillery, whatever that comes with it, and then you've just got 200 odd 100 year war miniatures, and what else could you do?
Yeah, when the hell am I ever going to paint them, man? That's the problem. Because I'm finding the time to paint them in a minute, but definitely preferring now, after listening to this book, to have a more heavily archered army than men at arms. So yeah, definitely, I'm definitely gonna be doing some more. And obviously, King Henry is getting bought, but it's just when I buy him. I want to do this whole box before I buy him. And I think, what have I got left? Sprue. I've got 2 sprues of archers, so I've got 12 archers to do. Which I'm pretty happy with, to be fair, because I've just got these men at arms built. Oh, sorry, that's enough of me rambling on. I kept going, then I don't shut up sometimes, but yeah.
It's nice to hear somebody with a new addiction into medievals like you do.
Yeah, oh man, that book's changed the game as well. It's like, you guys will probably start to realise I've got a really addictive personality.
I hadn't noticed.
So
No,
and it's like really bad because I end up buying so many things, and Laura's like looking at me like, what you got this week? And I've been really good this last month because I haven't actually bought any extra plastic. I keep putting Victory at Seas in my basket as well, which is another scary prospect. And the only thing, like Dom's saying, is putting me off is the blooming bases. That's the only thing that's put me off.
Like them.
No, they don't look right, do they? They're just weird.
See,
Go on.
when I first saw them, I just saw them in the raw resin.
Yeah, they look good.
They look. But when, I don't know, I've seen them paint. I can't make my mind up. I've seen them painted up. And the first time I ever saw them painted up was Ken from the Eccentric Man had painted them up, and they look really, really sweet. They look really good.
He did a really good job with them, did he? I thought they
they look
almost convinced me. Those, I thought, oh, they look really cool.
But I don't know what it is. It's just I'd love to play a naval. Like I said, yeah, but I don't know why.
The names. Oh no.
You don't know what it is.
It's
It's that flipping great ugly fat base. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's so friggin' horrible.
Yeah, it's not
But
nice, is it?
I understand why they've done it. And they, to show off the name and make it easy to identify the ships and what have you. But there's got to be a better way to do it than that. I mean, jeez.
What I was thinking, if you want to display the name, it could have been a really, really flat base with a raised sort of lip halfway with the name on, and you just set the ship into it. That would have been. It would have been based. You could have seen the ship name, but it wouldn't have been so obtrusive as that kind of. Look, it reminds me of the bottom of a hovercraft.
Yeah, or a bumper car.
I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah.
What is this? What game is this?
Just Google Victory at Seas.
Victory at Seas.
If you had,
yeah, and you'll understand.
All right, okay. Hang on.
If you had the last War Games Illustrated, they gave away
The rule book.
from the rules. I can't find it here, but and it's the Second World War, the 1/700th or 1/800th scale.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I see.
I think it's 1,800, isn't it? 18,
8,000,
1,800, yeah. 1,800, yeah.
Okay,
So it's for
I
designed
understand
for
now.
big ship engagement, and it's I mean, it's a fascinating thing. I've always been, again, it's one of those things. I think when you're a certain age, you used to watch the things like the sinking of the Graf's Bay and the raids on Tirpitz and all that kind of stuff on the telly, on Sunday telly, when it was raining and there was nothing else on, and they were great old movies about. I always loved all that period, but oh no, not those ships.
Do they come out of these bases? Do they? It looks
No.
like they're
No.
It looks like from the picture. It looks like they're socketed.
No, they don't. They're just.
No, they're,
They're just.
they're
pitched in
molded
there.
in.
Oh, okay then. Right. Yep. Okay, I'm with you now. Okay, I've caught up.
I see what you mean. If they came out of the bases, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I thought if they were like little display stands
Yeah,
that you could just
usually-
pop them in, then.
I don't understand why they've done that, because they've done them at the same sort of time as they were doing the Black Seas, and yet the Black Seas don't have anything like that. They're just the ships, and if you want to mount them, you can. Or they've given you those little wash stands you can put them on.
Maybe they got feedback
why
saying
can't
they would want. Maybe they got feedback saying people want them like that.
People
May-
want
maybe
bases
true.
with things.
Yeah, maybe.
Such a wind-up match.
Maybe really out of touch.
Sorry, I'm
Kenny,
sorry.
surprised I didn't start anything there. There was no mention of basing from me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, I've got you. These crown things, are they duplon? Is it a duplon? Whatever the hell it's called.
Oh, what, the thing
On
around the
this-
helmet?
Yeah.
These things.
Would like. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Who would wear one of them?
I've given it to. I assume that they're officers or people who are a bit more well off. That's
Right,
That's
okay.
what I've assumed. I
Do
can't.
men at arms still have a sergeant?
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah, they'd still have like a captain or a sergeant who would be sort of leading them.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I do want is a load of archers on horseback.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a light cavalry box for the Wars of the Roses period, but it actually covers quite a big time frame, and you can have mounted archers on that. But because it's got European wars, I don't know. Because some of the armor in it looks quite early, so I don't know. Maybe that.
Yeah. Dripping.
Apparently, according to Lee at Battle Bunker blog group, the ships were originally designed by Mongoose. By a mongoose, as in the animal? Was that company? I don't know. To be absolutely honest. There is somebody else does a nice another range of those ships, isn't there? I can't remember. Someone told me about it, and I've instantly forgot. But there's another manufacturer that does exactly the same scale without the stupid bases.
They're in Warlord resin, aren't they, as well? They're in that resin that you got with the SPQ. Yeah, they're in the Warlord resin.
What do people think about that resin? Because I keep on hearing different things about it.
It's
all right. I haven't
right.
used any of it.
I didn't mind it. It's I got it for the guy with the SPQR box. He's the Ghoul chief guy. I think it's okay. You technically, apparently, you don't have to prime it.
All right.
All right.
And you can bend it, and it doesn't flake off the paint either, which is even more interesting. Yeah,
mold lines is a bit awkward with it though. That's what I found. Mold lines, if they're pronounced, they're really difficult to, because unlike a metal or a plastic, I mean, the plastic you just run a blade up and down it, can't you? And the same with the metal, you can just skin it off. But for some reason, that resin, it sort of almost scratches it when you're removing it, unless you got an incredibly sharp blade. That's the bit I didn't like about them.
Yeah, just indents, doesn't it,
They
Dom?
cost more than. Say again.
Just indents, doesn't it?
It
just
does.
Cuts straight into it. Yeah.
It just, I wasn't impressed with them from that reason. I mean, as you say, the paint goes on them nicely. They paint up pretty well. The detail's not too bad. I think it's not brilliant, not really crisp, but the ones I had some of the German warrior SPQR heroes,
archers, and
they're okay, but they're not brilliant, and I wouldn't choose them over anything else. But
No.
someone
Okay.
was it on one of the streams? Somebody said that they actually cost. Someone was saying, or did I imagine it? I can't remember now. I think I was listening to somebody who said apparently they're more expensive to make than traditional plastic.
Right.
And you think, well, why bother?
Make the plastic,
Why
yeah.
bother?
Maybe they're
I don't
trying
know.
it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're looking for something that's a bit different. But I gotta admit, guys, I did see something very strange this week. I bought some N-gauge rail track
Right.
stuff. Just like layout wise. I like trains. I've always liked trains. So I'm thinking I might get a little train set as well. But that's another project on itself, isn't it? Which is another problem.
Ken, for God's sake, man.
Do you know what?
But,
I'll be
but
honest.
I like
that
trains.
I'll be honest. That wasn't the answer I was expecting.
Yeah, I don't know where to take that one. I mean, I have no problem with people having
No.
trains. That's brilliant. But you know, it's you got one addiction. Stick with one addiction, mate. God's sake.
Oh no, but I want a train set.
Oh my god. Well, what you could do is build a nice bolt action board or something, and put
Yes.
a train set in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are some trains going on the Stalingrad board when that starts getting up again. I just need to find the time to actually sit down and finish that bloody thing, which is, it needs a holiday to do that because it's not a small task, especially with the filming. But
Yeah.
definitely not a small task. It takes like an hour and a half to set it up. Steve, you're a bit hot. I will make you all very annoyed now, though. In my bedroom, I have an actual aircon unit. And I forgot because I'm back to a proper aircon unit, like one of them portable ones, a big ass thing that's like an office one. But I forgot to bring it in here because obviously I'm running so late. So I was going to sit here being nice and cool while you lot were sweating one out.
Oh.
But no.
Yeah, I am. I'm suffering. It's this is
Oh my
deeply
God.
unpleasant. Albert.
Yeah, do you know what Steve in my chat points that out actually. He said if I think the hobby's expensive now, wait till I start trains. Yeah, that's the only thing that's making me not hold back, because to buy like a train starter set is like 200 quid in N-gauge. How much plastic
Ow.
could you get for 200 quid?
From the Perrys, a lot.
According to Duncan FX, you only like trains because you'll never have to base them. That's probably
Yeah,
true.
this is very true.
Oh.
Duncan,
Oh,
your
dear.
prize should be in the post, mate, as well, so you should be getting that soon.
Ken, did you
Actually,
see Duncan's base vehicles?
Ace vehicles.
Yeah, Duncan's based the vehicles for his airborne.
Well, what Duncan is in Duncan? Which Duncan are we talking about here? Duncan Rhodes.
No, Duncan FX.
Why did you do that? And I've sent you minis. and you won a competition. Oh dear, Duncan. Maybe you'll get. Oh dear.
It's got lost in the post all of a sudden, is it?
Recall.
Duncan, I'm sorry for Duncan, I'm sorry for grasping you up, mate. I really am.
Oh, I love this airbrush. This airbrush is sweet as anything. I love it. Yes, I know I'm not painting with a mask. I apologise. Someone pointed out something to me very, very good actually in my last video when I said me and Liam were not self-isolating, social distancing, but we were sharing a dice bag. It was fine. One, we worked together and we've been within the distance together, and two, we hand sanitised after. So there we go. Made sure not to touch our faces. But yes.
So you did kiss each other afterwards, didn't you?
Dom, don't start telling people about what we did.
Dear.
Dear.
Painting, Rory, he said someone commented on his Napoleonic Spanish unboxing that was the case, I guess, about them being more expensive, the new resin stuff. I'm not sure what the commercial sense is that. I don't either. Doesn't make any sense at all to me.
You would think, like you say, that they would do it in plastic, wouldn't you?
I don't really understand what the business. I'm sure somebody cleverer than us, or certainly cleverer than me, could explain why that would make sense to.
Maybe the
If
resin's
it,
not contributing to the ozone layer or something, environmental reasons, or
Mm.
I'm only speculating, of course, because I can imagine resin's
might-
quite toxic.
maybe you're right.
Yeah, my speculation would be: do they get a longer life out of the molds?
Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point, Steve.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Um,
Very good shout.
Because when I went to when I was there at the 10th anniversary, I went on the factory tour, and all the Antari stuff is largely resin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
mate.
they were showing the mold that they were showing the molds that they're done in, and compared to the metal and the plastic ones, they just seem to be sort of I think it's a different way of doing it. But I imagine the molds they used for that were a lot more durable. The ones you pour in metal in on a daily basis, so it could be that maybe they've thought, if we start
Longevity
saving
sort of
money in
thing.
a long
Yeah.
term, we wanted to
I
produce
mean,
more
there must be
molds after
some
5 or
very
6
clear
years.
business
Yeah.
sense, mustn't there? There must be something like that. That would make sense, because if it was something that was environmentally friendly, I would have thought they would have be
Banged out
shouting
about
it
it.
from the roof.
Yeah.
Someone on my chat just said something I probably agree with as well, which is that Warlord resin may just exist to get publicity for Warlord, just because it's their thing. It's made and it's in Warlord resin. It's our product and our IP.
Could be.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just this is our thing, and this is that's what we do.
This is what we're unique for, is Warlord resin.
Yeah.
Games Work. I must warn you, Warlord. Games Workshop did that with Finecast, and it didn't end very well.
Is it still going
So-
on? Oh God.
No, the fight. Well, they apparently they're getting rid of all Finecast by the end of, I think, another 2 years.
Right.
Everything will be turned into plastic. Which, to be fair, at Games Workshop's prices, everything should be plastic anyway. But that's another. So every game, I'm never ever going to get sponsored by Games Workshop, am I? Ever?
No,
It's not going to happen.
no. So you might as well just
Just go and bitch them over straight away. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you do
Yeah.
every week anyway. Yeah, I've forgotten.
Who have I got? I've got Ewan and Aaron Lowe. They say hello to everybody. And
Hello.
Evening.
Hello.
Andy's asked if there's a Black Prince special character for the 100 Years War. I assume.
Yes,
that
there
there's
is.
one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is actually. I did a lot of research for characters because I was looking for John Mulberry, and I can't find him anywhere. So if anyone wants to sculpt one, hello. Yeah, I can't find him anywhere. But like you said to me in the past, Martin, you can make your own one up.
You can
can't
just build
So-
him out of the cavalry set. I think that's what they've even shown on their on the little preview. They've made 3 different commanders out of it. Plus, as you said before, you get 15 in there. So there's 12 for a unit and 3 left over for commanders,
Yeah,
which is
so it's perfect.
yeah. And who else have we got? GP says hello. Tom the Wargamer says he has a whole load of Engage trains, and they're expensive, but they look amazing.
Yeah, do you want to sell me some?
and then GP's just asked a quick question, which he says: is he initially multi-based all his forces, but now he finds himself playing more skirmish games? So has anybody suffered similar basing mishaps, or is he the only Muppet to not skirmish base and then use Sabbath bases for regiments?
Yeah,
I'd
you're
love
the
to.
only Muppet, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Normally
it's
people
true.
start off with skirmish, though, don't they?
I actually don't. It depends on the system you're playing, right? If you're playing something like Sharp Practice or Infamy or Muskets and Tomahawks, something like that, it actually doesn't really matter. I don't think.
No.
I think
Base
there
to
are
base at
some,
the end of the day, innit?
true exactly. I mean, there are true skirmish games where it probably does matter, but really, I think.
No.
I mean, I played all sorts of systems, particularly with them 15mm when I used to do a lot of 15mm, and we were forever ripping them off bases and rebasing them for different systems. But that was when you were doing sort of competitive gaming, and it was really important that they all fit in the right sizes. Otherwise,
Mate, it's like we managed, wasn't it, Dom? We didn't have the right size bases when we played Oathmark, did we? We just agreed as we started, didn't we? We were just like, yeah, so that's that, and it'll match up, doesn't it?
What size should be, and you say, well, that unit is going to match up with that one, so bosh, it's done. And it's just a bit of common sense, I think, really. As long as people are reasonable about it,
Yeah.
Mind you, it's funny. It got me thinking. Somebody commented on that video, Ken, and said, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's
go on.
great to hear you guys have a bit of a laugh," and it's almost suggesting that normally his opponents were a bit more hard work to sort of agree things. And he said it was great that you all just discuss things amongst yourselves and decide what the right rule was, and there was no angst. It was all a bit. And I thought, well, don't you play with people you like playing with? I mean, it's different in a competition setting, but that's the whole point, isn't it? You don't go and play with people that are going to be a
We've all
complete
been there,
wazzock.
haven't we? Where you're playing against someone and you kind of go, I'm not actually having fun now. This is
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
when we
wait to
did
come
the,
up and play you
Yeah,
at Black Powder.
What was that?
That'd be
when
the
we
day.
did the
You want to come and play me?
No, go on, Steve. Go on, Steve. You go first, mate.
there was we did the war. There's a video series a couple of months back, Wargaming Tales, and it was talking about memorable moments from wargaming. What mine was about that. I played a guy at an X-Wing tournament, and the first time I played him, it was just thoroughly not enjoyable because he was a git, and he was very questionable with the rules. Anyway, a year later, same tournament, I tabled him in 25 minutes, and it was great.
Steve's like,
Complete
screw you, mate. Definitely.
Wasn't it,
Shouldn't
Leon was talking about
laugh,
that
but,
once when he was on here, wasn't he? He was going on about just the fact he sort of wanted to chuck his toys away, and when he was playing something, he was playing some competition. I think probably plagiarizing what he said, but something about he was playing a competition somewhere, and there was a complete bar steward guy that he was up against who he'd played before and had a terrible game with, and he just went, "I'm not going to play." Give you the win, and this guy just went off into one. It's like, I'm not going to play with you. So there's the way to do it, right? If they're complete arseholes, just don't bother.
Yeah,
there are some people like that, though. But some people, it's weird because we obviously say that from our gaming point of view. But there are some people that do play just for the rush and all that jazz. They don't play for fun. They play because they want to, they want to win. And fair enough if they want to win, but just don't expect everyone else to feel the same as you. That's the thing, isn't it?
I mean, I get that, and in a competitive situation, I sort of get that. I mean, and I think the more sort of inverted commas serious a competition goes, people get more and more serious about it, especially if there's a prize or a trophy or something involved. But hang on, guys, we're playing with toy soldiers on a table. It's not like you're doing things serious, right?
It's not life and death, is it?
It's not like you're in the Olympics or something like that. Well, even then, I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what, if they did an Olympics for tabletop, mate, oh, yeah. Oh, why can't you come into work today? Sorry, I'm representing my country in the Olympics. What sport are you doing then? Tabletop wargaming.
Tabletop wargaming. Well, the computer gaming is probably going to be in the Olympics soon. So, why not tabletop gaming?
Come on, we were here first.
Exactly.
Tony Tigers said,
in
"Have you
the
seen
chat.
Have you seen the new Perry Afghan miniatures? I didn't know there was some new ones."
Yeah, they're
be
going to
fair.
release them
I
soon.
did see them pop up on their Facebook page. Yeah, they did look nice.
Did they actually look really good?
Yeah.
Really nice.
Oh yeah, and just one more thing, Dom. If you are ever going to get an airbrush, mate, get this airbrush that I've got here. It's absolutely amazing and it's idiot proof. It's
I'm
so
sure there was a little
smooth.
dig there somewhere.
That's a glowing recommendation right there.
It is. Even an idiot like Dom can use it.
Yeah. Did you have any audio trouble when we first started today, or was it all right? Did you come straight in?
It was all fantastic. So, thanks
at that.
because you weren't there until you broke the internet. It was fine.
Until I broke the internet, yeah. But no.
So have I got
if anyone, have you got?
We've got Leslie. We already said Leslie. Hi, Leslie again.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, mate. Haven't seen you before. Lee from Battle Bunker Blog. We already referenced him. So welcome, mate. Culloden Painting Studios. Hi, Rory. Nice to see you. Duncan FX. We know is winding up the dwarf, which is always good. Who else we got? Oh, Battle Knights. Hiya, mate. How you doing? So Joy of Wargaming says I've played with finicky guys more like that once. Never played with the guys like that again, though. Yeah, I think that's the rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you hate them, just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't go.
Yeah, you've got to play with them again, have you? That's the thing, isn't it? It's Oh, I'll tell you what. If you
it's a
guys,
competition, it's
it is, yeah. If you ever play a bolt action tournament scene's quite small in the UK, it's not massive, right? If you guys ever bump into someone called Paul, you'll know exactly what I mean. He's a really nice guy. He's
Wonder where that was going.
really nice guy. Yeah, he uses. You thought it was going the other way. He uses like an iPad for like his army lists and stuff like that. And yeah, bumped into him twice now. I've played him at my local tournament, and then I bumped into him at Warfare last year. He's playing the tournament there, and I just said hello and that, and remembered me and stuff. If you ever play against him, like Liam played against him as well, really nice guy. But he's, you can get people like that, really friendly, really nice. But then at the same tournament, we had a guy turn around and say, "I'm not playing against anyone that's not an allied people because I'm playing Germans." And I was like,
Right.
right, okay.
No,
The bloke was
no.
like, okay. The bloke was like, the guy who was running the tournament said, "Well, unfortunately, you won't be able to take part in the tournament then." And he was like,
Yeah.
"Well, fine." And he just went. He'd come all the way down from Reading.
God.
What's the point? I don't get it. I don't
What
understand.
kind of idiot?
You just put a spin on it,
Yeah,
like me and
don't
Liam have done in
get
our
that.
battle reports. You just say it's a training exercise. They're experimenting with blanks. You can just
It's
put a
just
spin on it.
competition. It's not, if it was a scenario, well, I mean, at the end of the day, there's enough for those competitions that do pit the right sides against the right sides. If that's what you want, go and find one of those competitions.
Or
Just
or
do
play
it for
or play French because they fought against everyone. So there you go.
Well,
Play
that's
French.
Who do that? Jeez.
I was listening to Operation Neptune as well this week, and I didn't realise when the Allies invaded North Africa, the French put up a fight against the Americans in Morocco. I never knew that.
They did quite a tough fight, actually. It was
Yeah.
actually quite a hard.
I never actually knew that, and I was like proper interested. I was like, wow, Jesus. And so yeah, it was a new one for me. So loving the old history at the minute. Getting back in the
Oh,
historical.
I watched an interesting medieval documentary on Saturday night.
Oh yeah. Which on which bit?
It's a series you've probably all seen it. The Medieval Dead.
No, I've never seen it.
I
Does it
haven't
sound
seen that, no.
All right, it's
It's good, is it?
haven't you? Oh, just well, it's kind of the guy that is the kind of the guy on it. He's an archaeologist, and his field is the medieval era. There used
Not
to be,
mine,
if you
is
can
it?
get UK TV.
No, it won't be me.
No. But there was on catch up on UK TV Play. There used to be all like 3 seasons of it, but only season 3's on there now, and they focus on a particular, or it's mainly fighting, and they look at the bones of skeletons. So it's called the Medieval Dead. But the one I watched on Saturday
Seen that
was
one. Yes, I have. Sorry.
the Battle of Martin. Say if I might be getting this wrong, might not really remember. The Battle of Darnak or Darnak.
Where was it based?
It was
Like
the
what
Swiss
country?
fighting against. Yeah, it was the Swiss Confederacy fighting against the Holy Roman Empire from Germany. So like the Swabians. But yeah, it was really, really interesting. I think I might have seen it before. I was just in a mood, a bit of history on Saturday night, so I found that on Catch Up or on demand. Yeah, it sounded really interesting, so I watched it and it was really good. Highly recommended TV series though, really, really interesting.
That sounds quite good, dude.
I
To
was
be fair, I
thinking
might have to check it out.
I thought that was something. There was something else similar that I watched, and I thought for a minute it was the same thing, but this was more on UK stuff. And I remember they were excavating somewhere up in York, and they found a whole load of, I think it was Viking dead, and they were
Oh.
sort of going through, how they were all killed.
Yeah.
And they were all warriors, and they, basically chopped apart with axes and swords and stuff like that. And it was actually very gory, but also incredibly interesting about how they're working out, how the weapons worked properly, and the sort of death blows that these guys got, and then also looking at, well, this is talking Martin's area here, isn't it? But the whole kind of how injuries, and some of these guys had really quite severe injuries that obviously had healed, and they'd been able to carry on fairly normal lives.
Yeah.
Before then, they were killed by the subsequent injury, and it was absolutely fascinating to watch. I love all those sort of things.
That's what when they they sorry, Steve, you go.
No, you know.
No, I was gonna say is there's another one on. You can find it on YouTube. It's just called I think it's called Blood Red Roses, and it's funny enough about the Wars of the Roses, but it's about Towton, which is the bloodiest battle on English soil. And but we know that there must be mass graves, but we haven't really ever found them. And they were doing some extension to I think to a council building, and they come
Always
across
the council.
It's always the council, yeah. And they come across a load, and they were packed in like sardines, but they're all executions from after the battle. And
Really?
yeah, and they put them back together. But the face of one of them, and they're assuming they're archers because they've got they've got the muscle attachments, and their arms are large. They've got basically really big shoulders, from the constant training. Although to be fair, most of the population would have had training anyway. But one of these guys, they reconstructed his face, and the what he'd been through prior to the blows that killed him. You'd have probably seen him and just run in battle. If you'd have seen he's lived through that, so he's just going to eat me. So I think he had like
Martin,
yeah.
I've actually seen that. As he got like a sword wound across the lower half of his.
Yeah. That's it.
And he looked pretty fit.
But that didn't kill him.
Once they did the facial reconstruction,
that didn't actually kill him.
No. What killed him was someone putting an axe in his face.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. They were all all of the blows are all the Perry Morton blows are all to the head, and they're all very, very precise, and they're all pretty much done with pole axes. So they're saying because in the battle there was no quarter. That was it. It was the final. Well, I say the final battle. It wasn't, but it was meant to be the final battle. Nobles, no one. That was it. They said there was going to be no quarter. Warwick supposedly killed his horse before the battle to show that he wasn't going to run away. None of the nobles, so they all fought on foot, and it was just a big slog. So was it something like? I think the idea is the traditional figure is 60,000 men fought and 30,000 men died.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's pretty big, especially
Massive
by medieval
battle.
standards.
I'm missing out on so much history. It's crazy. Right. That's my paint.
Stuff.
That's my painting done for tonight. I'm just centerful highlighting them, and I'm going to sit back because this is the first time I can sit back and relax for the last 4 days. So nice.
Battle Knight says one of the reasons he's gone off. One of the reasons I've gone off various systems is. I can't work out what he said here, but I think it's something about more engaging games and choices of making more fun games. Yeah, I think that's reference to the whole business about players you don't want to play with. It's Culloden's off. Sorry, mate. Goodbye. See you later.
See you later, Culloden. It's too hot, isn't it, guys? It's too hot. Bless them. Cheers for coming.
Enjoy wargaming.
Blinking hot.
Also do the Italians rather than the French because they fought against everybody at some point or another. That's probably true.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. Very true.
Saul says he's reading about Henry III at present, a period that never fails to deliver. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, all that sort of period, anything medieval from, I can't even think what sort of period, basically from William the Conqueror onwards through the whole medieval period, it's just fascinating.
It's just the Plantagenets, isn't it? Really? They're just
so much intrigue and nastiness.
They're just horrible people.
Yeah, religion and all that sort of jazz taken like majorly serious in it, and everything's because of God. And
I want to live in that era, but to watch it from afar, from a time zone like us, it's just
it's horrific. You think about it, but then what I always think of is people think that the Tudors came along and the Tudors made everything better. Are you joking? Like the Reformation and the persecute, it was horrific. Henry VIII was a monster.
He was not a nice man, was he?
Not that, but again, I don't. Obviously, we're judging people by today, even judging him by the day's standards, sort of today's standards, the standards of the day. He was, insane, basically.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's why history's just awesome. 'Cause
History's history, isn't it? But that's why I want Henry V's model, because I watched The King like 3 times
Well, he
now,
got
and he's
shot
just
in the
looks.
face as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did,
At
yeah.
Shrewsbury, he took an arrow to the face. And have you seen there's
Yeah.
a documentary on YouTube on that, and they show how they
He's got
extracted
a
it.
scar, isn't he?
Have you seen the thing that the doctor invented to extract it? Have you
No.
seen it? It's like a pair of scissors, and they pulled out the shaft, but the bolt, because it went in here behind his nose, so it was in like that, and then
Yeah.
so this guy had like a pair of scissors that he puts in, and when he opens them, the front would actually, what he was trying to do was put it inside the head of the arrow. So when he
Yeah.
opened
Yeah.
it would fix like that, and then he could just pull
And
it
they can
out,
pull it.
and that's what he did. They just doped him up, and then just pulled this arrow out of his face. It had gone quite a long way in.
Yeah. Should I just order that Henry V model? Should I
Yes.
just order it?
Yeah.
Go for it. Go on, Ken. you know you want to.
I
You know you
ordered
want
a
to.
whole new. I thought, I'll order something else. I've ordered another set of heavy cavalry, another cannon,
Cavalry.
and some other stuff for the Wars of the Roses this week.
You got 96 horses to paint.
Yeah, but these ones are in armor, so I can just spray them silver and chuck a wash on them, and they're done.
You're off your head.
Love it. Love it.
What?
John Crome says he thinks you were talking about Tim Sutherland, his documentary
Yes.
about Taunton. That's the one.
Yeah,
Heard of that
Sutherland.
name
He's the
before.
guy from medieval. He's the guy. Tim Sutherland's the guy that does Medieval Dead.
There we go. I'm
If you
going to have to
order-
look for that now. Look for that.
If you order 3
yeah.
boxes from us, you get this Crusader Colonel. Oh, mate.
What are you looking at? You're on the Perry site.
Yeah. It's not a good
Oh
place to
my
go.
God.
It's the best place to go.
It is one of the best places.
It's the only place to go.
It is when you're like, I wonder if anyone makes
it's
a
a
round.
very only zone.
If I could get a Lancastrian army
Yeah.
or a bunk, but there you go. Hang on, Burgundian. They were in the bloody. They're in my. Yeah, Burgundy. They're in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were at a castle and it got pillaged, and it was not a pleasant sight. That's where the castration happened.
Oh, there you go. It's a castration.
So it was
thingy you can set up.
the only reason he
Little
made it
mini
out is because he made it out because he prayed to Lord Saint Sinian and some Sinian, 2 names, 2 brothers, and he got out that way. Oh mate, what's that Burgundy cavalry ring? Oh, that sounds good. Oh, this is not good because I'm going to end up buying all these models, Mike, and then I'm going to come up play you at Black Powder.
Dom's sitting there as well. Dom's telling us about the medievals.
Yeah, but he's got Baron Wars. His time period, his is further away. Yours is like
A couple, yeah.
mine's like the pre.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
your
and then I
fault,
want to buy
Martin.
War of the Rose. Then I'm going to want to buy War of the Roses.
It's all your fault, Martin. Sorry.
Oh, no, yeah, I've had it.
I get blamed for everything else, but that one is your fault. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But it's only fair. I
That's
mean,
right.
you know, he's got me into all this fantasy shit, and now he doesn't want to play me because I beat him. So he wants
No,
to
I
play
really.
something else.
No. I want to play this Muskets and Tomahawks too because you keep banging on about it in videos, and I want to
Yeah,
see.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
we're
I've
trying to
never,
have a game
I've
without
never played a
this
game
one,
with
isn't it?
cards. But
to be absolutely honest, it's brilliant.
yeah, what about these guys with pole arms then?
Right.
Get them, can't I?
Yeah.
Like dismounted men at arms advancing with pole arms.
Yeah.
Light armored infantry with brigands standing with pole arms.
Yeah.
No, no. Add to cart.
Dom, I have a question about muskets
Yes,
and tomahawks.
mate.
I have a question about muskets and tomahawks actually. So,
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just brought it on, but we're going to be playing a game this week, and I've just got one thing's come up. You know when you draw the cards to and you can pick a unit to activate. Can you already pick a unit that's activated?
Yeah.
Because there's no actual turn, is it? It just keeps on going and then you reshuffle the deck, and then it just keeps going again until you reshuffle.
Basically, you can activate as many times as the card comes out, and indeed you can do even more than that because if you use your command tokens, you can activate on that as well.
So if you could run all the way across the board. Basically, you could just keep on activating the same unit. I mean, obviously that's probably a bad plan, but you could, if you had something, if you wanted to launch a really, preemptive attack, you could just keep reactivating this unit and get it across the board. And
if your cards keep coming out for that.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, of course, so if you're playing, and you've got regular units, provincial units, and native units, you've got, I can't remember, is it 4 regulars in the block? So realistically, you're only going to probably move that unit 4 times.
Yeah.
Because
I see
one
what you
for
mean.
each
Yeah.
time. Well, in fact, it's not just the one unit; it'll be all the regular units move. So it's not just the one.
Oh,
unit,
what? So
it'll be the
everybody
whole
activates on
shebang.
that card.
Yeah,
Not
all
just
your regular units activate on the regular thing.
Oh,
If you
okay.
then choose to use your command tokens, then it's only the one unit that you decide to activate. So, yeah, but basically, and of course, and there's a chance that your card would be in your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
So it may
Oh,
not be
yeah.
played at the
See,
right
I like
time.
that. I like it that they might be, that they effectively activate you, and
Yeah.
but they get a couple of command points, don't they, when they do that?
I think that's the fun bit of the game as much as anything else, because you've got the tactics of actually how to maneuver and distribute your troops and what best to do with them and the actions you're going to do. But then you have that little extra bit of you've got somebody else's card in your hand and when do I play that card? Because you have to play it at some point.
Yeah.
So it's working out when it's best to play it, and sometimes you just have to play it because you got nothing else to play, right? And but that's the fun bit about it. I think it's really, really cool. Very clever system.
No, I'm
Very
looking
clever
forward to it.
system.
I'll let you know how it goes. We're going to be trying, because my
Yeah.
mate's got we're mixing the periods a little bit just so we can get the rules down. But I don't think it matters too much, does it? I mean, he's going to use American War of Independence, and I was just going to use some Canadians from just so we could get the system down and just like learn to play it, and then I'll.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like you
Yeah, I
said.
mean they should fit in quite nicely.
Yeah.
They should fit in quite nicely. I actually think, and genuinely, in all seriousness, I think it's become very quickly my favourite rule system. I actually absolutely loving every game we've played of it. It's been really, really good. One of the guys, Neil Coyote, asked, "What's Infamy like?" And I was expecting that to be my favourite game, but Muskets and Tomahawks is, in my opinion, a far better game. That's controversial, I know, but it's. I know Leslie's going to have epileptic fits because he loves Infamy, and Infamy's great. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed it. I've only played the one game, but we did get a lot of things wrong. But that's part of the problem with it. It's very, very involved. There's a hell of a lot of rules in it, and it's tough to play because if you don't know what your faction or what your army is capable of and all its sort of special nuances and its special rules, it's really hard to win or just to get the game right. I mean, I was playing my Germans and Alec was playing his Romans, and Alec didn't, and I didn't really know what the Romans could do.
What special rules
and
and
when
all
you
that.
look back at it, yeah, the special things they could actually do, and there were a couple of things, that if he'd reacted in a different way, might have had a better result for him. As it was, I completely mullered him after a short period of time, and it was, it was one of those games where you're going to go, well, that was not very satisfying. I've been waiting for months for this bloody rule system come out, and I'm thinking, But I do think it, unlike what I thought was different was with Muskets and Tomahawks. Literally, the first game we played, we got it wrong. We still got things wrong, but it was still a good, fun game.
Yeah,
a bit like Oathmark.
It just felt like it was easy enough to play without being really, really tough to pick up. But there was enough of a nuance there that you could, work through. And the more you played it, the more you kind of picked up on the little things you could do just to improve yourself. But it didn't make it impossible for a newcomer just to come in and pick it up and play it. Because it wasn't like there was a sort of, you forgot to do, if you played this card and you've been able to do this particular shift left and throw this and done that, which you needed to know in Infamy, else you were screwed if you're in the wrong situation. So that's what I found with it. But I think Alec and I are going to have another go at it because I think there is definitely a good system in there. It's just going to take a bit of work, and also if you played a load of sharp practice, it's very confusing because the rules are similar but completely different. If you know what I mean. So
Are you
you're kind of
Irish?
following along. Yeah, it's like you're watching, you're working through it, and you're going, oh, this is just like sharp practice, and then there's something you go, no, that's nothing like sharp practice, but there's enough in it that you're thinking, I'm playing sharp practice, I'm playing sharp practice, but instead of a musket, I've got a sword, and then you go, no, that's completely different. And you just, because the system is close enough. And there's enough similarities, you find yourself slipping, especially if you played, like I've played a lot of sharp practice, and I feel myself falling into sharp practice when you've got to almost forget about that because Infamy is a different game. But a basic same sort of mechanics, if you like. But yeah, so Musket, you'll enjoy it, I think.
Good.
Martin, you will.
I'll let you know how it goes. How it goes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing it. So I've just got a couple of models to finish off, and then I'll be good to go. So no, I'm looking forward to it.
It's the other thing with that, it doesn't take an awful lot of figures. I mean, you're probably talking about 20 figures aside, and you have a decent game.
What have I got? I've got 12 Canadian militia, 8 Marines, and 12 Huron, and that's apparently about 500 points. Oh, and a leader, and that's about 500 points. So
yeah,
which is the thing. So
that's good.
So yeah,
it's been purchased.
If you just bought what muskets and tomahawks or the
no, loads of. I haven't just bought Henry either.
No,
I bought Henry. I bought some polearm guys. I bought some archers hammering stakes in, and I bought some cavalry.
Cool. And then you just need to get. And then when you painted those, you just need to get some French, and then you can have the two.
Yes, to fight them against.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See, it's all good. It's all good.
Yes, it is all good.
It is.
I'll tell you what I do need to do, and what would be a good idea, which you do, Martin, is make a little diorama bit of scenery to take my pictures on for like YouTube and stuff. Maybe show off my models because you do that, don't you?
I use I have a little sort of setup just with some basic boards and little fields that I've made that I put.
Yeah,
It's only because it's kind of the thing that we do at work. It's kind of you spend all this time, painting them, and my where I paint is now really, really messy, and I just kind of want to take it, and it's just a bit better light up there. I don't have any special lighting. It's just close to the light in this room, and I do it on top of the fridge.
Yeah. Does that? I would never have thought that. Does what's I going to say? Did he come in and sort out his wet palette? The guy you got back from work?
Yes.
That's all
I'm gonna say on the matter. Yes.
That's what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Peter's little question of the week, by the way.
Yeah, can I just quickly say my friend Liam has logged in, and he's hopefully going to be getting into Napoleon. I think I've convinced him to get into it, so he says hello. This is the first time he's ever sort of logged into the stream, so I told him to come and have a look. So he says
cool.
hello.
Hello, Liam.
Welcome.
See, look, it's not just me gets into game systems and different periods, is it? There you go. He's convinced his mate Liam. He's one of them, isn't he? He's on commission.
I wish I would. Yeah.
Martin, you'll be getting a reputation soon, mate.
I've already got our reputation, but I don't think it's the one I want.
I'll tell you what, if you ever manage to get Steve to move away from Second World War or anything German, that's the one I want to see. That's the one I want
we talked about that last
week. If I see Steve painting a knight, mate, I'm gonna just crease up. I'm gonna love it.
Well, Steve, you made me dig out some of my War Machine stuff because we chatted about that last week, didn't we? So I actually went and dug out some of my War Machine stuff, thinking maybe, and then I actually went and had a look and thought, maybe I'm ready to give this another go now that the sort of bad taste has left my mouth.
Well, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? All friends involve other people what they want to play. Like I'm trying to drop hints here to Victory at Seas, but I don't think you guys are going to play ball with it.
No.
So that's going to be a no-go. But no. Oh, what was that book called? That book was called Agincourt, wasn't it? But it was what was the author? Bernard
Cornwell.
Bernard Cornwell. That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
I think I've got someone to read that. I'm gonna have to check out some of his other books as well.
Well, he wrote Sharp.
Oh, no wonder why I like it. No wonder I like it.
Yeah.
Please tell me you can get Sharp an audiobook.
Yeah, you can.
That'd be even better.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah. The thing about his stuff is that basically everything is Sharp, but in different periods.
Yeah.
But it's so good for that.
Oh
It
my
doesn't
god,
really
yeah,
matter.
now you've said it. Now you said it. I
Yeah.
get it. Oh
It's
my
exactly
god.
the same thing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
There's
Yeah.
the thing he's done of the Dark Age period, which again is just basically Sharp with a bit of anger issues. It's
Yeah.
just yeah.
If you read my
great.
favourite one he's done though is he's just done the 3, the Arthurian one. It's just called the Warlord Chronicles.
Yeah, oh, you love
And
that
those
one.
I
That's
think are his
great.
best
Yeah.
books. And I really wish
agree.
that, because I keep on watching all these adaptations of King Arthur. I just watched that thing called Cursed on Netflix, nearly had a brain hemorrhage. And it, because I just want someone to make those 3 books and adapt
Yeah.
them. And because they're so good. And he did it right. And if they did that, they'd have a hit. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What they've
I
done with,
agree.
like what they're doing with The Witcher. That's what they need
Yeah.
to do, isn't it?
Yeah, just The Witcher, they've done The Last Kingdom. That's Bernard Cornwell, isn't it? That's the Saxon stories, the Dark Age ones that Dom
Yeah.
just mentioned. So just, go and do the Arthur ones. Sorry, that's my.
Yeah.
I think that I agree.
No,
with
that's
you.
right. Then do Agincourt. Do Agincourt.
Yeah, do them all.
Oh,
Just do them all.
do them all. Just do them.
Do 'em all.
Steve, you look a bit hot, mate.
It's melting. Quick, get 999 on the phone. Steve's about to
Hey,
sink
everyone,
under
no,
his
do you know what? It's great because I'm not the reddest person here this week.
Because my lamp is just there. I've got a bulb burning down the top of my head.
Oh my god!
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I'll tell you
Brilliant.
what, I'm starting
Right.
to look a bit slimmer on the old camera, ain't I? It's coming along. It's coming along the weight loss.
Mate. Fading away. You're fading away, mate. Blimey.
Crazy.
Well,
when
you won't
know-
be able to eat much longer anyway with all the figures you keep buying, so it's all fine.
That's why I'm having to eat peasant food, like just blocks of cheese, and bits of bread. Got any bread and
The gritty
cheese?
bread.
Yeah, the gritty bread. Yeah, it's got sand in it, but yeah. Oh dear. Oh, it's too hot to even think. It literally is.
It is. Isn't it?
How you lot are painting, I
So I'm
don't know.
gonna
Martin's not even hot.
Oh, he's cool.
You-
It's
Yeah.
just
You
cool
don't-
all the time, Martin.
It's actually roasting. My back is awful.
That's why he gets these super fans, isn't it?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
How's he doing, by the way?
Ah.
I'm not going to go.
It's been quiet recently.
I think it's time to move on to some questions, shall we? Peter's little question of the week. How about that?
Yeah.
He said, because we're talking about
Yeah,
rule systems.
yeah.
He said,
Right.
in this age of rule sets being issued on a fairly regular basis, what makes you decide to go with a particular rule set? Do you buy them all and decide? Do you go by club recommendation, or do you look at YouTube and that sort of thing? How do you choose a rule set, guys?
Interesting. Who wants to go first? I'll go first.
Go on then.
Yeah, basically for me, it's more the fact of what interests other people as well. So it's not just about me because I can't play the rules on my own. It's normally a joint decision, probably with Liam, or like we were playing Dom, like with other people, because it's one of those things, isn't it? It's hard. If it's all right if you've got a club like you have, Dom. You know, you've got loads of people, and I might come to your club, give it a go, turn up gate crash.
Oh my God, quick, we better move.
It's not that far away either. But yeah, it's all right. But for me, it's more of what is coming to an agreement with my opponent that I play with regularly. That's how I kind of decide. But it also has to be simple enough that it's not going to take me 20 games to get it right. Maybe 3 at most. If I can get 3 games and then pretty much get the rules right every time, then I'm happy with that sort of rule set. Like bolt action. So it's simple enough, but it's also a bit of complex. Got a little bit of complexity. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, you got things like templates in there as well. It's not just simple roll the dice and hit a 3 and then yeah, that's it. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So it has to be a little bit more complicated. But yeah, that's me. Not very much to say on the subject, but that's how I decide. What about other people?
I'll go. It's not often I get into a new game. I've been playing bolt action for 6 years now, and
Wow,
I've not really got into any other system since. I think the newest system I've never actually played it because I only bought it because I thought it looked really cool. Was Wild West Exodus.
Oh, I got it.
I bought the starter box and a couple of support boxes as well. Never played it, but I love the miniatures. But
Yeah.
yeah, like Ken said though, for me, because I've only really got one regular gaming opponent. So it's all dependent on whether we agree to start a certain game.
Okay.
So I'd say over the past 6 years or so, we played a lot of X-Wing, we played a lot of Bolt Action, but we've never really discussed. I mean, we've looked at other systems.
I have to step away for 2 seconds, guys. Sorry.
Got into it.
Yeah, no worries.
No worries. So it's not really. Yeah, so that's my first consideration would be: is my regular gaming opponent Ian going to be interested in this as well? Because
in it.
we're constantly finding. Yeah, we're constantly finding new systems. So like he got into Cruel, and I had literally zero interest in that game at all. Literally no interest whatsoever. So that's an example of where one of us just goes out and gets a game because they like it, but we don't discuss whether or not we're going to play it or not.
Yeah.
The actual rules, yeah, like Ken said, you don't want to be investing 12 months learning them. If I can sit down and skim through a rule book, have 2 or 3 games of grasping it, and then really starting to play the game, that's when I know if I'm into a game or not. If I'm still struggling after 9, 10 games, it's not a game for me. It's probably a bit too. I'm not saying I'm stupid or anything.
Just a bit too heavy.
I don't like I don't like overly complex games where there's a ton of involvement in the rules. I like I said, Bolt Action it's pick up and play. Once you've skimmed through the rules a couple of times, you can go and play. And you can once you study playing Bolt Action, you can get 90% of the rules down in one game. You will have learned most things in one game.
Yeah.
But then,
so would you play that Cruel Seas with your mate just because he's your mate, or would you just
I mean,
would you play a system that you don't really like?
Well, if I didn't want to invest in it, I don't like the models didn't wow me. I just didn't see myself painting those ships. Same with another a game we both liked and both got things for. We never played it though. Is Blood Red Skies. So I've got
one game of
that. Why not anymore?
It's just finding the time because we were just playing so much Bolt Action.
All right.
Yeah, it was quite straightforward.
Yeah, I've got a mesh squadron. He's got Spitfires and Hurricanes at the end. So I think that's one game that we will actually get round to playing. But yeah, so for me, it's am I going to be the only one invested in it? If so, probably not. But yeah, a game that I can easily get into and not have to spend 7 or 8 hours on a game or plodding through overly onerous rules. But I get into so few rule sets these days because I'm so invested in Bolt Action. So it might be nice to get into a new rule set actually.
Yeah. What about if like I was going to suggest that I think like if say like your mate did buy that Cruel Seas, what if he bought both fleets? So all you had to do was turn up and play. Would you play it with him still?
Oh yeah, and that's what we're doing for Chain of Command. I'm painting both armies, so he doesn't have to he doesn't have to paint an army for it. So once we start playing it, he can come round and there's two fully painted 15 mil armies to play Chain of Command.
Ready to play, yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
But I think that's something we've talked about before. Having like Blood Bowl, I've almost painted 3 Blood Bowl teams now. So if he wants to play, just come round. We've got teams on, teams ready to go. So I think that it's if we both sat down and said, right, let's get into Black Powder. Black Powder 28 mil is a big no for me because it would absolutely finish me off. I don't think I'd survive that.
I'm actually getting like thinking about it. To be honest, it's crazy, isn't it? The amount of stick I gave Napoleonics. I'm actually thinking about it. It's just after I've seen Martin's battle reports, I'm like, yeah, I could really do with that in my life.
It's slippery, slow.
I
It
think
is.
it's the
I'm
medieval.
the same though.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, go on, mate. Go on.
No, I was going to say I'm exactly the same. You know, I think to me it's who you play with, right, and who you enjoy your games with that dictates pretty much what I play with. But I mean, I think there are loads of rule systems I would love to have a go at, but because I know, you know, for instance, a lot of the guys I play with are not into fantasy, not at all, and they won't do it.
You found me.
I know. No, now I'm regretting that, aren't I? But no, and you know, but just for a change, or you know, bits science fiction, or you know, that kind of stuff, I'd love to have a go at. Not that I particularly get into all the time, but it's just nice to have a bit of variety and play something different. I know I like a bit of variety, but the reality is, you know, if you're only gaming once a week, if you're lucky, which in normal times is about as much as I would ever manage to do. And, you know, a lot of people don't even do that. What are you going to play? You're going to play something that everyone else wants to play and a game that you really enjoy playing. So we'll go back and play something that we all love doing. So it might be a Black Powder,
Yeah.
it might be a Sharp Prac, it might be a Muskets and Tomahawks, whatever it may be. And it takes a lot for us all to go, you know what, let's try something different.
Yeah. Because everyone's got to agree,
you know,
haven't
we've
they?
all invested
Yeah.
time and money and effort, and like you say, you would learn the rules. And you know, for me, I'm not overly precious about the rules. If they're ones that take a little bit of time to learn, then that's great. But a bit like I was saying with the infamy stuff, I do have a bit of an immediate gut feeling of, yeah, I'm going to love these, or not going to like these.
No,
And it doesn't
precisely.
mean I won't give, you know, it doesn't mean I won't persist. You know, SBQR was a classic example. I played about 5 or 6 games with it. No, probably
Did
about
you?
5 games with that.
Oh my god, we played
Yeah,
2 and that was it.
and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. But the first, I wanted to like it because I love ancient rules, and I
Yeah.
really want a decent set of ancient figure games. And so I think it's same with Infamy. I was so excited about that, and I think there's a degree of then it becomes a bit of a disappointment because it isn't as fantastic as you want it to be.
Well, that's what
But it may
Liam
be,
was like.
give it time.
Yeah, that's what Liam was like when we played SPQR. He was like, "This can't be right. These rules are broken. You can't get that many attacks on a charge." Yeah, my 40 guys can get 160 attacks. Yes, Liam, they can. That is right. And he was like, he's like, but I've got 8 men. And I was like, well, yeah, but sorry, them's the rules, and that's how they're written.
Sorry about that.
They were so badly written. Those rules.
No, that's all right.
That's all right. Someone says they've actually taken them off the Warlords website. It's you can't actually find the rules anymore, which is interesting.
No, my mate sent me a screenshot the other day to say that it was unavailable, so it must have just been completely removed.
Oh right, maybe they're maybe there's a version 2 that we don't know about.
Well, maybe they've done some playtesting for once. That would be good. I cannot believe that anybody releases a commercial rule set that had obviously not been tested properly like that. Because any wargamer, how did you know? Any wargamer who worth their salt would have played that game would have gone, "Oh, that doesn't make any sense at all." You know, does not make any sense at all. How could that possibly work? Anyway, whatever. But yeah, I'm the same. I play whatever other people.
Yeah.
I would play things that other people don't particularly. You know, I would play things that other people particularly want to play that I'm not that excited about because I just like war games. It's good fun.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go invest in, you know, I wouldn't go and spend a load of money on a whole load of figures for it. That's for sure. It would have to be something that I was really excited about. But the period and the rules do make a big difference. Hi, Haley.
Oh, you know, so basically,
we can see her in the glass.
Yeah, no, basically, there's a massive street fight going on our road, so I just had to go and call the police.
Oh my god!
So
brilliant. Jesus.
So yeah.
Don't worry, we're nerds. We're inside safely.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, she just come in here and goes, "Can you hear that?" That's why I had to go. She goes, "Can you not hear that?" Like, no. So I took the earphone out, and then I could hear it all kicking off. There's like 3 different houses all kicking off. There's 3 police cars on our road at the moment.
Oh my goodness me!
Oh, here we go. SPQR news straight off the press. Modelling for Advantage. So the Kaiser's put, want to hear more? What's up with SPQR? ... I'm thinking of buying it. One, and then he's put, I phoned Warlord earlier this week. SPQR is being reprinted with updates by Christmas. Ooh,
Ah.
SPQR version 2.
Oh.
So he's thinking of buying it. I'll wait until I see what the rule book's like, I think, and have a flick through somewhere before I purchase it.
I'll wait for someone else to buy it and then tell me what it's like.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. Full stop. That's
Tom's
it. No.
like, it's gone. Dom, it could be the best
No,
ever
I
rule
mean,
system you play.
It could be, but it would have to go some to become that after the basic, unless they completely rewrote them.
I'm absolutely looking forward to playing Musket and Tomahawks, to be honest with you, on Friday. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. And this is the only thing
be
getting
good
me
fun.
through on call. It's the only thing getting me through on call is knowing that Friday when I come off call, I'm going to be playing that, and it's like, oh, it looks so good. And I'm
Ken Wayne Broadhead has said you need to check out the Grail Quest books, also by Bernard Cornwell, because it's a series about a group of mounted archers set in the 100-Year War, and I think there's 4 of those.
Yeah, that's another good series. Yeah.
if they're audio books, then I'll 100% listen to them.
Yeah, I think all his stuff is on audiobook, to be fair.
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh Christ! I just remembered I bought that Perry stuff. I'm gonna forget about that, and it's gonna turn up, and I'll be like, "What the hell is this?"
Be a nice surprise.
Yeah, it would be a nice surprise, and then I'll realise because I'd have bought some Napoleonics and thinking, "Oh crumbs, I got paying that as well now." Oh damn it! I could have bought a box of that while I was on their website, couldn't I? I don't know.
But at least you weren't drunk and buy anything when you were drunk or anything like that.
No, we've all got a friend that does that, haven't we?
Yeah, we all know somebody like that.
I don't know anybody like that.
No,
I don't have a friend like that.
I've just realised. Sorry, I've got my blooming. What is this? She put the clothes horse behind. I hate this thing. It always ends up in the back of a video somewhere, and once I film something, it really annoys me. And it's there now. It's like, oh, sorry, it's going to really annoy me. But
we haven't noticed it until you pointed it out, mate.
No, I've ordered bolt action stuff. Perry figures in stock with nice price setup. Oh, nice one. Oh yeah, that's Alpha 7563. He's got MC Painting Hobbies. It's on Miniature Wargaming Warriors Facebook page. You can get stuff on there. He does it like at a discount rate. So it's like helping a local Dewberry. Oh yeah, Christ, we haven't even spoke about it yet. Warfare's cancelled. I'm devastated.
I know.
Jesus, we didn't mention it. Warfare is cancelled. So I don't think there's any game shows this year. None.
I don't think there are none at all.
0.
No,
got to support your local hobby shops and hobby people on the internet. We got to support all the trader guys.
Yeah.
Because that's Black Friday is going to be interesting this year, isn't it? Is there going to be discounts? That'll be interesting, won't it? People will be expecting discounts, but will there be discounts? Because my God, that's going to be hard on retailers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt. But they do say, well, like the Perrys were saying the other week, they have a lot of the retailers, if they've got mail order, have actually done pretty well out of the lockdown. It's the ones that relied heavily on shows that are struggling. I think they're the ones. Is it War Games Illustrated did a
drinking out of the carton?
They've just seen you in the reflection drinking out the carton. You might as well come and wave if you want. They can't see all your pajamas.
I'm a hot, sweaty mess.
Hello.
Just sorting out road riots.
Street
riot.
Did you just? We just heard, Hayley, that you started a fight out in the street. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Should have gone out of a pole act. It was her starting. She should have gone out of a pole act.
I've seen how vicious she is on the tabletop, so what she's like out in the road. I mean,
don't give her a musket, whatever you do.
Oh no, I went paintballing with her once. It was one of the biggest mistakes of our relationship.
Mine?
Hello?
You went very, very
That was as she twisted the knife in my back. No, I said she. We went paintballing once, and that was one of the big. That was sort of a real test in our relationship because we'd been to see Rambo the night before,
Oh,
and
God.
my
Haley
goodness me.
decided to get the paint went on here. Like she was all up for kamikaze charging. I was trying to be all stealthy, and she was like, "No, sod this, death or glory." Charge, and there was me skulking along behind. So much to the
Definitely.
point where she got so into it, the marshal called her out because she hit someone with the butt of the gun. She the canister. She just went up to them, and I don't know, Jones. So she just went bang like that. So she got called out.
Okay, mate, she definitely sounds like she'd be in the Red Army, doesn't she? She'd be charging forward with the flag.
My God.
No,
Jeez
no,
Louise.
That is brilliant.
I know it's not a.
They call them the fairer sex, eh?
We
Is-
went to a
is a
gig and
question-
she did it.
Oh.
She took someone out at a gig because they were standing in the way. She was little, she couldn't see them, so she just jumped. She just jumped in the air. It was Iron Maiden. She just jumped in the air, and they got this guy basically between his shoulder blades. He went down like a sack of shit. She stepped over him. He stood up and turned around, and of course he just saw me, and I'm standing there just sort of
Wife, mate, sorry.
like that. Yeah, that. Why would you blame your wife? Okay,
Who was there?
I'll go and watch the gig from the back.
Yeah. Molin from Advantage has asked a question about War of the Roses, Martin. This is more for
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
He sees you guys are basing units 3x2, presumably on a 60x40, with
Yeah.
2 archer bases and 1 halberd. Is that how it works in the rules for you use, or is it house style? What's your rules of the War of the Roses stuff? What do you do, Martin, for your units?
Yeah, they're 60x45, the bases, just to give a little bit more room to do something funky on, and because if I want to cram
which is
people
these, isn't
on.
it?
Yeah.
That's these ones. They're in the Perry set,
So
which are these ones.
yeah, so you can have a nice
These ones.
set of spread out miniatures like these archers here. It's looking nice and sort of spread out. But if you look on it, you can actually cram quite a lot onto it. There's 7 on that one there.
Yeah, I got 6 on this
So,
one. I was well happy.
You know, you can get, and I've got one that's got 9 on. to do that. The reason I base them up that way is so in the way we're playing the Hail Caesar, these units have both a range attack and a close combat attack. And that's just the way we set it up. You could set it up so you have longbow units and you have bill units, but it's our way of just representing each lord has his little household troops instead of having to do a unit of bow and bill for every single bloke. It saves time. It represents the it's the hearse formation where you have archers on the side and then the infantry in the middle, and then the archers slowly move back and then they go forward. So it's just a little just take on that. I mean, and then if I play a rule set where say they exclusively want you know, you can't do the mix of units. I can just take the bill unit out and I'll just have the ranged units next to each other, and I can put all the bill units together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a sort of a personal the way we decided to sort of do it.
So when you say the bills and that, Martin, are they different to like archers armed with swords?
Yeah. So billmen are just you know, just peasants and soldiers, and just not men at arms, but you know, just guys who've been raised up. And billmen would be sort of like, you know, the most common type of soldier up probably after the bowmen. You know, they're the guys who they've got like studded leather jackets.
The light infantry. They're light infantry basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've actually classed them as medium infantry because they have a habit of nicking lots of armor. So you know, they'd be armed by their lord, and then they'd supplement that, I think, with whatever they could pilfer. So,
that's because that's more. Is that more the War of the Roses period? Because the 100-Year War stuff, I've basically got my archers armed with swords, and I've got my men at arms, and there isn't really any bill guys that I can see. Would they not have been?
I think you get bill hooks, don't you, Dom? I think you get bill. I think you do have bill hooks.
Yeah, you would have done.
Maybe it's not as prevalent. I don't know.
No, I haven't heard it in the book either.
I think it was much more prevalent in the later period. They were sort of formed up as, you know, because in the 100 days,
40s, 50s,
it was more like bowmen and men at arms. That was kind of it. on
Yeah,
each
you
side.
got
That was
mounted men at arms, didn't you? Guys
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
horseback, didn't you?
mounted and dismounted, and then you had your archers. But like Martin said, I think in the later period, the retinues tended to be sort of bulked out by guys who were carrying pole axes and and halberds and that sort of thing, bills. And bills
Yeah.
later on became quite a serious weapon, didn't it? I mean,
They're
it was
horrific.
and
They're-
initially it was just an agricultural weapon. That was what it was. It was, but it became quite a serious weapon. That was. You ever watch? There's a guy on YouTube who does. I can't think what his name is. But he does sort of reenactments of. He produces all these weapons and he talks through how they were all used. He was discussing how a late sort of medieval going into Renaissance bill hook works. And there was no gore in it at all, but just made you cringe just hearing him talk about all the
it
different
works.
bits on the weapon and how they was optimized to do things. And it's like, oh my god!
Like, I think it was a bill hook that did Richard III in the end. I think that was the killing one. The one that took off the back of his head was a bill hook. Because by then the bills get quite wide. I know he got hit with a pole axe and he's got multiple sword wounds on his face and on his legs as well. But I'm pretty sure it was one of the broad blades. That, something like something more like that. We can see like that just came chopping down and took off the back of his head. But because the thing is as well, you've still got shields in the 100 Years' War. Shields kind of go out of use in the War of the Roses. They don't really use them.
Oh, okay. So you say that. The only guys that's got shields is a guy with the arm. None of the other miniatures come with them.
Yeah, no, I think you'll get as soon as when you get into like the sort of the mount. I think the mounted stuff they carry shields a lot more.
I know the French do. French use shields.
Yeah, by the time of the War of the Roses, shields they've really not used that much. You get smaller. They're using the small
the heater shields.
Yeah, heater shields. Those little.
Oh
bucklers.
Yeah, the one on the end of the
punching
one on the end of the wrist.
Bucklers. Yeah, you get like pikemen used them a lot because it helped sort of steady them. So you get like that guy there, like little shields on there like that. But they
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I'll tell you what though, the one thing I've found fascinating with this period is about all the weapons and stuff, and like pole axes and stuff. You can, if I thought about it now, like instead of arming my archers with swords as well, I'd give them pole axes, because you can imagine, like, I'd want these archers, if they got into close combat with guys like men at arms that are in full armor, you want something that's going to knock them down to the ground, don't you? And you want to wedge that pole axe in through the visor and do some proper damage like that.
Yeah. Well,
little knives. That was mainly what they used. Little
dirk,
sort of
like a
daggers.
They're all armed with that. But I was just thinking that the old pole axe would be like proper.
What I remember reading about that period, they used the mallets that they used to bang the stakes into the ground, because you smack a knight over the top of the head with one of those, it puts him down pretty quickly. And then they stabbed them with the little
under the armpits and all through the neck
and through the eye holes, wherever they could find a hole. And that was
under the armpits is usually a
that's what I mean, because moving around lightly has got an advantage in it, like armor, but you just take that risk of getting hit, don't you? So it's that's it. Oh dear, I can't believe how hot it is. I am actually going to die in a minute.
Even evening Johnny Watson, he's just joined the chat.
Yeah, King Matt's joined as well.
Done, mate.
Evening.
Oh, King Matt. Good evening, guys. So actually, we're talking about shows and the sad cancellation of warfare. So Leslie sent in the question. He was asking, so what's our next hoped for show? And given the fact that Salute technically is still happening next year in April, but XL is a Nightingale Hospital. If it still is, would you still and a testing centre? So if Salute happens, would you feel comfortable going to it, given the fact it's a hospital on half the site and a testing centre there?
Yeah, because I've been going in the hospitals. I've had to go into the hospitals, so yeah. It's I don't think there's any patients there though at the minute, if I remember rightly.
I think they moved out some that were, just basically a few, but I wouldn't have thought.
I'd still go there. It's easy for me to say because I'm younger and that, but I still got technically, got heart issues. Well, I haven't got it at the moment, but I've had it in my previous medical experience. So I don't know. I just try not to let this virus rule my life completely. I'm trying to take some sort of stand on it. Don't know. But yeah, I probably would. I don't think there's any shows earlier than that, is there? Really?
There's a couple, I think, up north somewhere, but I don't.
It's a bit far to go, really.
I mean, the next one I would definitely go. Well, would in the normal world go to would be Salute. That would be because I think I said before, Salute, Warfare.
There could be a vaccine by then. To be fair,
yeah.
you could.
You never
There
know.
could be. Yeah, you could have a vaccine by then, or the numbers might have dropped so much. You just don't know what's going to happen next month, let alone in 6 months' time, do you? 7 months' time, or however long it is.
I know the shows we have here up north. We have one called Phalanx, which is in St Helens.
Oh yeah,
and then there's the one beginning with V that I can never pronounce. That's held in York.
Oh yes, I'd love to do that one.
That was we went there. When was the first time I went there? 2014, and it was huge, absolutely huge. There was in fact there was so much. I was like, yeah, I can't actually take all this in. But I mean, York's not local to me, but it's only an hour and a half down the over the Pennines. So not far in the grand scheme of things. And occasionally we try and do our annual pilgrimage down to Warlord HQ, which again is not too far from here.
Love that place.
It's a top place. It really is.
Yeah, I do like going down there for the day. It is nice.
I don't know. I wouldn't not go to Salute just because the Nightingale was there. But I don't know if the Nightingale's still there. Are they going to allow a whole load of fat, overweight wargamers to go in? I don't know.
I think maybe it's you think about wearing a mask the whole day in Salute. It's going to be quite stifling with a lot of wargamers.
Yeah, that's true.
They probably have there'll probably be a stipulation with it. They'd have to have a lot of air going through, so they'll probably have like aircon units with generators pushing fans, pushing the air around to stop it stagnating. I can imagine that.
Indoors, isn't it? So you'd have to wear a mask, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be very pleasant. Wouldn't be very pleasant at all.
I'd still do it. I'd still do it though. I'd still do it. This is just me.
I would probably do it, but I must admit I don't go down. I hate going to the supermarket now because I have to wear a mask. So I'll try and avoid that. Send the missus.
It's law now, isn't it? The only place that you can't do, the only place you don't have to do it is eat where you eat, isn't it? That's the only exception. Am I right in saying?
Apart from, here's a funny thing. When I was in Wales at the weekend, apart from Wales, you don't have to wear a mask in Wales. In the shop.
Oh, yeah, it's only an English thing, isn't it, at the minute? It's not. The Welsh Assembly haven't said you do it.
No. That was quite weird. So I must say, I was in Monmouth, and it was a really nice little town, really fascinating place. I'd never been there before, but it's one of those places where if you know anything about medieval history or the border history, Monmouth appears in the stories all the time, and you think, why is it? And then you go there and you go, oh, now I know why, because it is such a strategic location, just above the river, on a tributary between two different rivers. It's just amazing position. But what was really fascinating is that they got a lovely old medieval bridge with a tower, one of the oldest still remaining in the country, and just on the other side is a proper old school wargaming shop. One of the old ones, like you used to get everywhere, doing everything you could possibly want in a tiny little shop. They had bolt action. They had 40k. They had cruel seas. They had They even had Perry figures there. It was like, oh my god, it was just like heaven. So I wandered in there and spent while Elaine and Imogen were sitting outside waiting for me, but it was great because I could go in, didn't have to wear a mask, and just sort of wander around.
Take your
Same
time
sort of
and
thing. Couple of guys standing there talking about what they've been doing in a 40k battle, and the guy at the counter virtually ignoring you until you virtually thrust the money under his nose. Yeah, it was just like proper old hobby shop. It's great. Really enjoyed it. So if you go, I think it was called Phoenix Games. So if you're in Monmouth area, check them out.
check it out.
Proper store. Anyway, there you go. I don't know. Partisan, Peter says. Partisan for him is the next show. I want to do that show. I'd love to do Partisan. It's up north, isn't it? It's up your part of the woods, isn't it? Everything above Luton is in your neck of the woods in my book.
Yeah. I'd have said everything above you, Dom. There we go.
That's true.
No, yeah, I think it is. I think the one that is really, really local to me is Phalanx. So that's not very far away at all. But I don't know when that's held. I imagine it was called off this year anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think they'll. I was not surprised that Warfare was closed. It was shut down, but I disappointed, obviously. But I couldn't see any way any show was going to happen this year. I just don't see it.
To be fair, if it was this week, they could have done it open aired.
Well, that's very true. Yes, very true.
They could have done it open aired. Jeez Louise. That would have been an interesting one. But are they allowing people in football stadiums again yet, or is that not allowed?
No.
No, it's still not allowed.
They were going to do a trial event of a couple of sporting things, weren't they? We were going to do a test thing. And then...
Well, the beaches are doing that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Beaches are doing all the trials for that.
All that, so all the trials got stopped. So there you go. I don't know. It's hard to see what's going to happen on that score.
No, it's just going to be one of them cases of vaccine, isn't it? Vaccine comes, but the thing is, if a vaccine doesn't come or it never comes, it's how long are we going to let this rule our lives, isn't it? You can't go on forever like this. It's not one of them things that's going to be practical for an economy and things. I don't know what'll happen. It's crazy, really, isn't it?
It's easy for us as individuals to say that, but for companies and for organisers of these things, there's liability involved, isn't there? And they won't get insurance, they the approval to do these things, they won't get. There's a lot of stuff that goes into putting these shows on.
Oh yeah, massive.
And it just won't happen if you've got all this sort of thing happening. I mean, it's we can decide we're going to meet up in the garden or what have you, or in.
Or you got to sign a disclaimer or something like that if you want to go.
Yeah.
To be the world of disclaimers. That'd be the thing, wouldn't it?
All I know is that I'm having withdrawals from not playing Bolt Action. It's the last game of Bolt Action. The last game of Bolt Action I played was back in February.
Oh my god!
I know. So definitely.
Solo,
I was
mate.
tempted.
Play solo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've played Firefight solo, but what I was tempted to do is the Dark Souls board game. You can play that solo, and whenever I play it, it kicks my ass. It's just
so good.
It literally is a really. There's no messing around. That game that is designed to just inflict misery upon you.
Be like this sitting next to me, Nemesis. Got to play that last week with Liam and another guy. Oh, like Alien films, mate. This game. Oh my good god, yeah, it's so good. It is amazing. It is so good and it is so unforgiving. And then the best part is, if you die in it, you get to take over the aliens. So the player then becomes the aliens, and then they just power up because it's like, right, one person's died, right, I'm ending this game now. You've all failed because the one person's died, so they just become like super tanks, and you're like, oh shit, I need to get out of here. And then you just start screwing each other over.
See, what I like about Dark Souls is it's the nasty monster gets. It's all card-driven behavior. So they will. So say, for example, the one, and it'll be move towards the nearest enemy and attack.
Yeah.
But what all you do, the attacks automatically hit. You just got to roll your defense dice to negate their attacks. Like the archers will move away from you and do a ranged attack. But when you get to the mini bosses and the big bosses, they have multiple behavior decks. So you've got to remember what order they come in. And yeah, it literally is so unforgiving.
Yeah.
I've never actually played the video games, the Dark Souls video games, but the board game, yeah, I absolutely love it. It's
you'll basically see a screen that just says you died on it all the time.
You died, yeah.
Yeah,
when you get the board game, you take the lid off, and the first thing you see is you died on top of the game.
Oh no, I've got a Kingdom Death monster. I've got that, which is up there, and that's brutal. That's ridiculous. You know, that's a cross between miniature, you know, like a normal kind of board game we're doing that, and then there's settlement management in it as well.
Yeah.
So you'll take your guys a bit like, I guess, with Dark Souls, the enemies are AI driven, and it's quite a should we say, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just brutal beyond belief. It's ridiculous. Like you got to go on a journey. You got to hunt something for food, and you go on this journey, and you're encountering random events. And if your people survive just getting to the monster, you've then got to fight like I think we're fighting this antelope with like 2 heads and like a mouth in its chest. It's quite horror, really weird stuff. And that's card driven. That's like, oh, you know, you draw a card and it'll say it attacks the person who's furthest away, which will be naturally the person who's the most damaged, who's hanging around at the back.
Yeah.
And then you get critical hits, and it's like, oh, you're not necessarily dead. You've just had your genitals torn off, or your leg, you know, like that. But if you have your genitals,
castration.
Yeah, castration is again a thing in this, or you lose your mind, and then you limp your party back when you might have killed it and gotten some food. You limp your party back, and you know, you're in the settlement, you can buy new gear from, you know, you have all these different resources, right? We killed this, it's given us different types of bone. We can use these 2 bone and 1 leather to make, right, brilliant, this arm, we've got a big axe, give that to the most buff guy here, you know, brilliant, we've got this assertive armor, she's awesome with a sword, let's give her a wicked sword, wicked armor, and then you draw an event, and it's like, one of them's murdered. No, nothing. No, one of them's murdered. That's it.
Just dead.
And also they steal whatever you had on them, and you're just sitting there going, brilliant, great. And it just gets to the point as well where you have a population, and you have to keep on like, right, we're going to take someone out of the population and give them a name, and that's right, they're a person now. And it's almost like Star Trek, and they're like a red shirt. You know, you promote them out of this pool of people. And then you gradually, because you have to roll to see if you have males or females, you get to the point where you just seem to have males or females, and we kept on playing it, and we got like 18 games in and realised that our settlement couldn't go anywhere because we just had all people of one gender, and there was going to be no new, and that was it. And that's the thing in this, you had to like keep on like right, we're not actually going anywhere. We're just going to play this game and eventually just lose. So
die out. Yeah,
it is good, but you kind of set. I don't actually think you win. I think you've just got to see how long you last. I don't think.
That's an interesting one. I'll tell you what is another one, right? I don't know what you guys think about over on board games and video games and that now. I was saying on like the stream I did earlier in the week, I really like the game Kingdom Come Deliverance. Medieval game. I don't know if you guys have played it, but
my mate's playing it at the minute. He keeps sending me screenshots of it.
Absolutely beautiful. Like visually graphic. It's like you're in the medieval times, and you walk around like you're in the medieval times, and everything you gotta eat. You go to brothels, you go to baths, and it's crazy, mate. Seriously, honestly, you are a peasant. Basically, you start off as a peasant, and you are a peasant throughout the whole game, and you're basically living the life of someone that's a peasant. So, like, just walking down the road, you could be just ambushed by bandits, just waiting for you in a bush. And it's crazy, absolutely crazy. So you end up taking like going through the woods, but it takes longer, and then you got to camp out overnight. But then it gets more dangerous. And I'm really tempted to do like a little playthrough on the channel just to see what people would think of it, because like why not? He's called Henry as well, which is even cooler.
Stugmaster's popped in. Hello.
Hello, mate.
He's there, and then King Matt just asked what that game was. It was Kingdom Death, mate. Kingdom Death Monster, it's called, that board game.
Yeah,
I've
somewhere
got
in
the
March.
Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I've never actually. I've
No.
barely played it. I must.
Oh,
enjoy it.
I've played it. I play it in 4K because I'm lucky enough to have a powerful PC. But I can tell you something. If that game was in VR, oh my god, it'd be so cool. Yeah, it's crazy good. Do you know what? I might start playing. The problem is, if I start playing it again, when am I going to paint?
You got a lot of models coming.
That's the problem, isn't it? It takes up so much time. Any of these video games. I mean, I don't play many anymore, but
unless I set an hour aside a week for it, but I want to play it more. Maybe do an hour
when are you
stream.
ever going to play one of those games for an hour? You're never going to do it for an hour.
I could play it for 6 or 7, but if I was doing a stream, then I'd have to. But yeah, no, maybe see what people think.
Years ago, I once played Oblivion Elder Scrolls for 14 hours. It wasn't pleasant.
Oh wow!
I didn't even realize what time it. I didn't even realize what time it was. Do you want to see a sneak preview of the latest base I'm working on?
Yeah, go on.
As long as it's not a tank.
You can see that. No.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, that's a wall. That's
very
cool.
basic at the moment. That's just corkboard, and I'm going to print some. I don't know whether to do a big poster on the outside or print off some wallpaper.
Yeah. Get a
But this is
picture
going
of
to be
Stalin.
this is going to be for the next forward observation team.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's where I'm at with it at the moment.
Yeah.
Ridiculously oversized, but
have you pre-ordered the new book, Steve? The new campaign book?
Not yet. I'm going to get around to doing it. It looks really, really good. Because we mainly fight our games in the Pacific. I'm really interested to see what new units are in there. Gives me an excuse to paint up some more US Marines.
Yeah.
Give it a go, mate, innit? Definitely.
Yeah.
And
those campaigns are really well done, aren't they? They're really well done.
Oh, they're
credit to all of them. Do a really good job with those books.
See. Oh dear. Oh, it's coming. It's 10:10, gentlemen.
Is it really?
It is
10:10. It is 10:10.
I
know we started a little bit later, didn't we? I think we both.
fight outside with his missus. So
yeah, that's right. Haley's been out there and kicked their ass.
It's all gone quiet now, so they might be dead. I don't know.
You'll soon see if you see a thing with coroner written on it.
Yeah.
Maybe slight issues with getting to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. But yeah, guys. Have you got anything else anyone want to mention?
Are we hot?
I think Steve's lost about 3 pounds in weight.
Yeah, I was going to say I've lost half my body weight in the past 2 hours. I'm gonna slither into the living room.
Yeah, my back is literally wet.
Where somebody's hotter than Ken. It's extraordinary. It's brilliant.
My back is literally just water. That is it.
Yeah,
nice.
Oh, that's lovely, guys. Thank you so much for that.
I'm definitely getting in the shower. I'm probably gonna get called out as well. Here we go. I'm waiting for my phone to go. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
we wrap it up then.
Yes,
Let everyone get away.
Yeah. Well, it's been really nice having everybody here, and we'll see you again next Monday. And take care.
Thank you. Awesome.
See y'all. Bye.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.